Football Club of today, part of company head coach Frank Lampard.
I want to thank all of you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go, boys.
Okay. Welcome everyone to another episode of Football. Sorry. I thought you wanted to say something. Okay, now we'll start again. Okay, welcome everyone to another episode of Football Armchair Experts, where we pretend to know everything, but actually we know nothing. A bit sad, this is our last double match week of the season. So, of course, there'll be 20 matches for us to preview. And it's match week 21 and 22. Of course, if you had wanted to have a collection of fans which are supporting crisis-laden clubs, you couldn't have done a better job than us tonight. Liverpool fan, Ng In Ren, Newcastle fan, I think still Newcastle fan, Ng Man Chun. I myself, Mark, I'm a Fulham fan. And of course, the biggest crisis club of all, Chelsea fan, Robin Low. So, of course, today, the biggest news that we've had since the last time we've recorded, of course, is Frank Lampard sacking. He's the second managerial casualty of the season. I think there's nowhere else to start other than to ask Robin Low, of course, who has been busy with his Uncle Rolo account on TikTok. He's been rapping a lot, so maybe he's taken his eye off the ball a little bit. But so what do you think of Frank Lampard's departure?
Obviously, as a fan, I'm very sad, first and foremost. But I'm not surprised. In fact, I think Frank Lampard had more time than most other managers who've been there before. Obviously it's sad, but it was coming because the performance, there was no upturn in just the performance, not even talking about results. So I think it highlighted Frank's lack of experience or lack of tactical flexibility, which was my worry all along. And I think the players looked quite upset, like they weren't happy to play, or they weren't willing to fight for the team. So that was quite concerning towards the end of Lampard's short career at Chelsea. Obviously sad, but I think it's expected. That's why I think no one's really surprised by this ruthlessness from Abramovich. Although I thought hiring Frank would have been like a turning point, they were changing the sporting model a little bit, trying to give him a bit more time and proper support. But I guess it's still quite a short-term business after all.
I mean, if ever you're going to give anyone the long-term project, it will be Frank Lampard. So, does this mean no one will ever get a chance to be able to see through 2-3 years at least? Because even Thomas Tuchel is coming in also, just 1.5 year contract also.
Yeah. I think it proves that Tuchel wasn't the first choice. I think the first choice was the Leipzig guy, the Nagelsmann. But now it's not a good time to get him. I think it's not about how long the manager stays, but it's more of how long they can prolong their success, performance-wise, and please Abramovich, right? And integrate his signings. Yeah, I believe he had a big role in signing some players. So it's just a very ruthless business decision on the board's part, right? The moment you stop winning or you stop playing well at all, right, then I think you can prepare to pack your bags.
Really quite harsh. I guess this is the first time that Frank Lampard has actually gone on such a bad run. I mean, we've seen at the start of the season, Ole had such a bad run also. Arteta also famously, had such a don't know when whether Arsenal was were going to get relegated or not. I guess it's still quite harsh to say Frank Lampard the moment he hit bad form and that's it, out the door already.
Yeah, it's very different business models. Abramovich is clearly not one for sentimentality. If anything, he only supports his own staff, like Marina Granovskaya, all those guys behind the scenes. So I mean, he's done it to bigger names with better CVs before. Philip Scolari, World Cup winning manager, they didn't even have half a season, I think.
He a bit like a cop one.
I mean, yeah, that's right?
He also a bit like no technique. He also the go out and have fun time.
Yeah, correct. So that was okay. That was expected also. I was fine with that. Then obviously Jose Mourinho twice. Ancelotti also. Yeah. So all these big names with big CVs got the sack just like that. Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League, got sacked. So Frank Lampard has nothing. He didn't even get Derby promoted, right? All he did was a very good top 4 finish last year, that's all. And obviously we thank him for promoting the academy prospects also, which was his legacy. I think it was his best move in short year here. So I'm not surprised to see him go. Very sad, but I think Tuchel is a decent short-term measure for now.
But I mean, I don't know if you watched the Wolves game. Looking at the starting lineup, it looks like Frank Lampard's son is the biggest name missing out in the starting lineup. So he's probably the biggest loser out of this. Reece James also and Christian Pulisic also didn't make the lineup. Surprisingly, Timo Werner also didn't.
Yeah, I was quite surprised with Werner. But after hearing his press conference and all his interview responses, right, I think quite fair to him. He only had 1 day of work to talk to his team and prepare them. So he wanted to, according to him, he wanted to place more responsibility on the senior players. That's why even Rudiger got to play, Jorginho played. So he opted for the more experienced players rather than the youngsters. So that was his reasoning, right? Not particularly like he don't trust them or anything. But I think what's more interesting is his tactics. Like it was a 3 at the back system. Hudson-Odoi played on the wing back. It was very interesting. And at one point in the second half, there was like Jorginho, Kovacic, Mount and Havertz all at once. So it's an interesting new tactical decision. It was very safe though. I would say it's a very cautious performance. A bit boring, but at least it was more solid in a way.
I mean, Iran was free enough to be able to watch the game, even though he's a neutral. So what do you think of? Only second half. Okay.
Yeah,
still good enough.
Second half.
What do you think? Even though it's just the first game, what do you think? First impressions, Thomas Tuchel era.
I don't think you can judge anything based on the first game. He barely had time to do anything, right? But if that's like the default setting for Chelsea, it's a very good place to start, because it's not like they are solid or what. It's just that a lot of possession, or maybe I think that's how Tuchel wants them to play, and so it's just a lot of possession, a lot of back passes though. But you don't have time to set up any tactics or what. You're just like playing based on the go out and have fun and like instinct thing, right? And then if your manager tell you that he wants possession, I think of course you have less attacking patterns and you'll just like back pass more. But all in all, I think it's still quite solid for a start. At least you never just don't know what's going on. So I think sometimes people, some teams after they change manager, right, if you don't have enough time to implement the tactics, they'll be quite patchy. So I think in this case, Tuchel playing experienced players, I guess, sort of paid off because they don't need much instructions to play like standard style, I guess, if you can call that. Yeah, so it's like you can't. I don't think you can glean a lot from the first game, but it's not bad.
Okay. I guess I can ask Manjun this. As a neutral, this is of course way too early to speculate, but this is what all these kind of punditry shows are for. So, what do you think should be Chelsea's season objective? Top 4?
I don't think it's top 4. Right? I just think they just have to have their players integrated. Okay, the first not saying impression, but the first thing I thought when they had Thomas Tuchel was that he's German. He has a lot of experience in Bundesliga. So perhaps he will want to integrate his Bundesliga players into the side. Like Timo Werner, like Kai Havertz, players that cost a lot of money, who are expected to perform. So I would think integrating them into the team sounds more important than actually chasing for top 4 in a way. And I don't know what Chelsea fans can expect now to the end of the season.
Okay.
And personally, I think they don't really expect anything. I don't think they expect a top 4. They minimally expect a top 8 lah. You know what I mean? Okay. But I guess minimally they want
top 8.
That's what they should expect. Actually, top 8 is not easy feat. You look at the clubs now, it's not easy feat. You know what I mean? As good as Chelsea are, as good as their players are, I do rank them amongst the same tier as Arsenal, Villa, Southampton.
Okay. Instead of speculating what Chelsea fans would think, we have a Chelsea fan here. It's easy enough to ask. So previously, Robin said that his aim for Chelsea was to get top four.
Top four.
Has that changed?
No,
No, I think the expectation is still there. In fact, it should be higher considering the investments, but because of the bad start, right? I think if to get top four is quite a good achievement already at this point after the past few bad weeks.
Okay, so I guess maybe it's easier to be if we were to talk about the big game coming up. I mean, this is Matchweek 22. Chelsea will be facing another former Chelsea manager in Jose Mourinho. Spurs against Chelsea. Confident of being able to get anything against Spurs. A bit unfair to say, we're recording on a Thursday night before Spurs have played Liverpool.
I think it would be good to get a draw just to start, just not to lose lah. I think we need to get rid of the losing feeling and the conceding of goals. So it would be very nice if we can get a 0-0. I'm cautiously optimistic lah. Like I don't want to be crazy also, like speculation and all that.
But the thing is that they have a Burnley game before them. So
yes.
Yeah, so I obviously expect to beat Burnley. Reputation wise and on paper, we should beat Burnley. Yeah, and I expect to go to beat Burnley lah.
Okay, I think since Banjun mentioned, we might as well do the Chelsea Burnley game as well together with the Spurs game. So I guess you're leaning towards the Chelsea win. Even though Burnley do have 5 wins in the last 9 league games, which is pretty good going for a side that looked quite dead and buried at the start of the season.
I think Burnley is quite a physical team. I think I saw most of their goals is like those set pieces or some headers on. So that will be the challenge because Chelsea's defense isn't exactly the most imposing right now. So I expect a similar formation with the 2 sitting midfielders kind of thing to protect the back 3, if you will. So I really think Tuchel's initial goal should be to build from the back in terms of solidity, not say the passing. So the key should be not to concede, I think. So I think it'll be quite tight though. I think it might be a 2-0 for Chelsea.
I do not see Chelsea keeping 2 clean sheets in a row. So I do believe that Burnley would prove difficult for Thomas Tuchel. Like looking at the teams that he used to manage, like Dortmund, PSG, just looking at League One and looking at the Bundesliga altogether, they don't really have a team like Burnley, which are very rugged, very grinding. It's a very grinding team. Because most of the teams in League One and Bundesliga, they try to attack. That's what they do. So I think it will pose a different challenge, but I don't think they'll lose. So I'm going to go for a draw because I don't think Thomas Tuchel is ready for such thing yet. Maybe he still need to try and error a bit. So I'm going to go for 1-1 for Chelsea and Burnley. For Spurs, I would think this will be Thomas Tuchel's coming out party against Spurs. So I would think I'll go for 2-0 Chelsea win against Spurs.
So starting slow and steady and then getting the statement win. Inwan?
I think I'm similar but maybe slightly more negative. I think in Burnley's case, for looking at Burnley's previous few games, right, it's 2 wins already and they have been scoring goals. So and the 2 wins are against Liverpool and informed Aston Villa some more, scoring 3 goals against Aston Villa. So I think they'll definitely, not definitely, but there's a high chance they may continue on this sort of mini streak, right? They'll be scoring and all that. But I don't see Chelsea losing 2 games in a row, so I'm going to go for a draw with this one. And I don't see Burnley scoring a lot of goals following last week. So I think it'll be a 1-1 for this game. But in the case of the Spurs game, I think it will be a bit too much for Chelsea to handle under a new manager. Because no matter how much I think Mourinho will know how to play against his former club, and then I don't think Tuchel will have time to adapt or to implement his style fully. So it will be sort of like a half-baked tactics in, and then they can sort of play something like that, but not fully, right? And then this kind of teams, I think, very easy to get countered on because of the I don't know, maybe tactical discipline or people not knowing their roles enough, or falling back into the old habits, right? Which cause like they're losing or like their bad run. So yeah, so I think Spurs will win. Can they even score against Spurs? I think Spurs may win 2-0.
I'm also quite, how to say, optimistic about Burnley's chances against Chelsea. But the whole new manager bounce, inclined to go Chelsea win actually. I think Burnley will score. Even though they have had trouble scoring in open play, but a lot of their goals have come from penalties, come from corners. Even one of the goals against Aston Villa also was Dwight McNeil's shot that wasn't really a shot, more of a cross that ended up going into the back of the net. So it's not as if Burnley have been that convincing, but I guess you got to give them credit for this run also. I'm gonna go Chelsea 2-1 win against Burnley. As for the Spurs game, I think I'm going to be quite optimistic generally about Tuchel's first few games. I'm going to go draw between Spurs and Chelsea. Let's see 0-0. From one club which has already sacked a manager and after going through a bad run, this next club will definitely not sack their manager despite going on a bad run. I think even the Liverpool fan will agree with this. Liverpool currently 5th in the table. Of course, the big news is, of course, their 68 home league unbeaten run has now ended, and who knew it would be against Sean Dyche's Burnley. Jurgen Klopp also losing a little bit of his composure during press conferences, you have to say.
Yeah.
So
the past couple of weeks.
Correct. Yeah. Previously you've dismissed a lot of the other games as okay, you dominated possession and then yet you've not scored and you've conceded. But right now it's already 5 games in a row that you've not won. Of course, you add in the loss against Manchester United during the FA Cup. Not a good run. What do you think Klopp could do to change things now?
I think there's nothing much he can do. I don't know. I watched the FA Cup game. I think it's actually quite encouraging despite the loss. It could have gone either way. So both sides played well. So Liverpool actually played well. And if they play like this against the other clubs, they would have won. It's just that in this case, I think it's really very similar to the previous few games with Fulham. It's like a draw type of game. It's just that in this case, Burnley got a penalty so quite late into the game. So that one is just a bit unlucky. And going.
I mean to say that you all have this run of 5 games without a win, and to say that each of the games that you all have been unlucky.
It's not unlucky. It's not unlucky, but it's
okay.
I don't see it getting worse and worse. I see it as at the start, right? People see them play. It's okay, they're not playing very well, but it's like a rut. I mean, I think most of the teams will go through that at least once in the season, right? Just that Man City got theirs out of the way earlier on, and then Liverpool one tends to come during this January period. It's just that this time around maybe a bit longer than usual. But I'm hoping that this week I think we have Matip back, so
okay.
For me as a fan, there's nothing much you can do. You can't really criticize them because they have been playing at such a high standard for such a long time. Right? You have to give them some leeway. At some point maybe they are a bit tired, they are a bit uninspired.
Liverpool face Brighton at home, and then they are away to a high-flying West Ham, who, not to steal your stat from last week, but it wasn't very accurate last week, but West Ham are currently a top team in London.
Finally.
Nobody would have thought that would happen. Yeah, so confident of 2 wins in a row?
At this point, I would say yes. I don't think...
Okay.
It's just I can't imagine the winless run going on for more than this amount of games. And against Brighton,
I mean, but you did say that several times already,
Yeah, I say it several times. Yeah, a bit hard to back out now because it's about to happen sometime So I just keep sticking with it.
But we are asking the Liverpool fan, or we'll ask the other neutrals later. Yeah.
Yeah. So against Brighton, I think that's actually quite a good game to try to bounce back, and gain a bit of confidence because Brighton, not the tightest team at the back, right? They also try to play maybe a bit more flowing and a bit more attacking football. So hopefully we'll win. I think I'll go for a 2-0. And then against West Ham, I think we will win 2 because dude, West Ham already win 4 games in a row. How many? They're gonna. I think
That's why I said the previous time.
They're gonna match like Man City's run, man. and you know, I think they've been overperforming So and also Liverpool tends to do, I mean, a bit better against teams that are that I don't know, they deem more competitive. It's like around the top of the table. They be like, oh, we have to give it more effort. I think in this case, 1-0.
I'm looking at Liverpool's pictures, right? I'm thinking like it's not an easy run of like 6 games because their next 6 games, 5 of the teams are in the top 7. So a bit tough for them. And I mentioned the West Ham game. Like, in a way, I don't overrate West Ham's run because technically, if they are an aspiring club with ambitions, these are the games they are supposed to win. You know what I mean? Like the in the run they have been, like who have they been winning? They're winning Crystal Palace, whichever, West Brom. Like you expect them to win these kind of games, right? But I guess it does take something to consistently beat the lower teams, lah. It does take something for your club. So I don't take any away from West Ham. And honestly, Liverpool now, I don't know what else going on. You know what I mean? Like
nobody knows.
Yeah, I know what's going on. Like as much as England sees doesn't see them screwing up again, but I don't see them like suddenly just flipping the switch. You know what I mean? Like getting another 7-0 against Crystal Palace. I don't think it will happen. So West Ham, I'm gonna give West Ham more credit than they deserve. I'm gonna go for a draw. Liverpool West Ham 1-1. Oh, Brighton, that one. It's okay. The Brighton, I don't want to say about Brighton. They're not that bad. I want to say Brighton can win because Brighton at home, right? Are they?
No, Brighton away.
Away at Anfield.
But I mean, Brighton also haven't won at home in 14 really. So
Brighton, how good are they like away? Are they very good away?
They are better away than at home, lah.
Oh,
I mean, if you can see Liverpool losing 2 consecutive games at home.
Anfield back to back.
Wow.
That one guaranteed trailer material already. Yeah.
Walao.
Impossible.
In a way, like I feel jealous giving Liverpool to win because I still see them winning. Give it to you lah. 2-0 Liverpool.
It's West Ham first, right? Wow. This West Ham run, right? I've been saying a few weeks already that I think it will stop, and it still keep going.
Their team not bad though. Gotta give to them.
Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel cannot stop scoring.
Yeah, correct. Even though it's more or less the same as last season, but yet still, a lot more.
They haven't failed us yet, so quite amazing.
13 more points at this stage of the season than last season, so that's huge improvement.
David Moyes working his magic.
Wow, should I go for West Ham getting something off Liverpool?
I think it's possible.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I don't see it. West Ham gonna prove me wrong. I'm gonna go Liverpool win. I'm sticking with this West Ham. Every week I predict West Ham to lose.
At this point, no choice, and you have to double down on it already.
Right, no choice. I'm gonna go all the way. West Ham lose this one. West Ham lose 2-1 to Liverpool. Okay, not that convincing. I think Brighton won't score though against Liverpool, so I will go Liverpool 2-0 win at Anfield. So 2-0. Yeah. Robin?
To bounce back. I mean, if like 2 more lose, right? Or like draw, it's like you'll start questioning, shit, is Jurgen Klopp gonna get fired?
No, our Klopp will stay on.
No, I don't think so.
Cannot fire. That's sick, tell you. Chelsea go for Klopp, I tell you.
They straight away fire.
Can stop a German as well.
I don't think Klopp will get fired unless there's a replacement ready.
Maybe there's a replacement ready at top of the table
in the Scottish League. There's one replacement in the Scottish League waiting.
Are they still undefeated?
I have no idea,
man. Nobody knows. Nobody watches the Scottish League, but okay. Robin?
Okay, I actually have a good feeling about West Ham sneaking a point. I think the player profile, I think the player profiles that they have are able to cause Liverpool's sort of makeshift defense a bit of a problem. Especially if they play the youngsters, like that Williams guy. I think, wow, that guy is really very shaky.
Yeah.
And just nice, Antonio is hitting decent form. So if he has a good game, then Liverpool are in trouble. But I think it'll probably be Liverpool score first, but they cannot break through to get the cushion, the 2-goal cushion, and then West Ham tank until second half, last quarter. Then all the attacking subs come on, that kind. So I think it'll be a 1-1 for West Ham Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the physicality should trouble Liverpool a bit. Then for Brighton, I think Liverpool should have enough to win. Like, I think pretty comfortably. Like, the more Brighton attack, the more they are in trouble. So it's going to be a confusing game for Brighton, right? So I think Liverpool should win pretty comfortably. I think it'll be 2-0 because Brighton's not clinical enough also. They try to play well, but they don't really finish their chances.
Another club which we thought that maybe we will have to, well, it will be a very painful episode talking about their title aspirations. But after yesterday's result, well, I will say, right, I went to sleep smiling. Manchester United, well, I actually congratulated Manjun also. You know, he was saying that Sheffield United will only beat one team this season. Well, he's wrong already. You know, Sheffield United have now beaten the second club this season, and it was top of the table, Manchester United. Manchester United's title aspirations, where are they now? They have a big game coming up, of course. They are against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal currently on good form, 6 wins, 1 draw in the last 7 games. You know, Man U initially were coming into this with good form, but of course, losing against the bottom club, never a good sign.
I feel like this game has like a draw all over it. I think both sides will go in it not wanting to lose. Particularly after Man U's previous result, they'll be like, shit, we cannot like lose another game. And then Arsenal also, I think they will be thinking like they are on good form, right? They don't want to like let their they won't go all out. Like I think this is the start of the game where both sides won't go all out. Like, you have nothing to, I don't know, risk everything for. You're gonna just hang on to 1 point, right? And it's like a happy ending for both sides. Sort of. Both sides can go back saying, Man U can say, we never lose to an informed Arsenal, and then Arsenal can be, we never lose to an informed Man U, this kind of thing. Yeah, I think I'll be going for a draw. 1-1.
I think maybe you get some thoughts from Manjun first to finally feel like there's a bit less pressure on him now that, you know, Newcastle are not the only team to lose to Sheffield United.
I don't know. Sheffield, what's the similarities between Newcastle and Man U?
They are both United.
They are both run by ex-Man U players. I hate both clubs, so that's so the only big clubs that I hate is I honestly I don't take much from Man U's loss against Sheffield. Like, so what if they lose 1 game here, 1 game there? You know, I mean, they're still on a pretty good form. So I wouldn't take much from this loss. You know, things happen. You can lose to a bottom table side, it's fine. You know, I mean, Liverpool can lose to Burnley and it's no big deal, but then you lose to Sheffield, like suddenly like.
I think Burnley and Sheffield are a bit different.
In a way,
I think it is
in a way like you shouldn't overreact over such things, you know, like I mean. But then again, I do believe it will affect them coming into an informed Arsenal side.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to give Arsenal full credit here. I honestly, the sides that the Arsenal win not very strong also. Like, I guess yesterday's win against Southampton is like one of their more impressive wins against their run. Yeah, I'm going to give to them. I think Arsenal perhaps they have turned their season around. Still not top 4, still not top 6, but I think like can . I mean, I go for 2-1 Arsenal win.
Sheffield only scored twice in 2 games is this Premier League season.
I forgot about this.
Both games are against Man U.
Oh my god.
But they got only like 2 goals.
Oh no, United also becoming a charity club. Wow, but I don't see United playing badly against a big team. I think they should have enough personality to step up. I mean, Sheffield United, I guess you can understand if some players got complacent, especially after coming out of a high from winning Liverpool in the FA Cup, right? So I think maybe they were a bit distracted or too complacent. But against Arsenal, especially after, did they lose the last time?
Yeah.
I think so, right? Yeah, the Thomas Partey show. I think United have more personality than Arsenal's youngsters. Arsenal is probably going to rely on Thomas Partey again, but I think United have more flexibility. I think Solskjaer has more players who can do different things. He can try different things in the game to change things up to try and get a result. So I'm leaning towards a United win actually. But I think it'll be narrow. I think it'll be 1-0.
I think the to ask is how will Arsenal play? Because Man U will have trouble breaking them down if they just want to like sit back, right? But Arsenal also like before that when they were there was this period where they were quite solid. It's just they're not scoring goals at all that time, but they really just can like close up shop.
I think the fact that they're playing a lot of more progressive players now, like all the Emil Smith Rowe, Bukayo Saka, has been performing well almost throughout the season. Their wing backs also pushing up more. Like even though Kieran Tierney is out, I'm not sure if he's out for this game, but Cedric Suarez came in, did a good job also against Southampton. I don't know. I would say actually Arsenal have more or less been able to get a good balance between attack and defense. Even though they've been being more progressive, it's not as if they've been very open at the back also. So I don't think Man U can exploit a lot of that. It won't be like a Leeds kind of game where Arsenal go forward and then Man U are able to counter. It would also not be like in the corresponding fixture where Arsenal just sat back and countered. So I think I'm quite comfortable going for a draw for that. 1-1. Yeah. I guess maybe since we're talking more about Arsenal now, we can go to the next Arsenal game. Arsenal would then visit very, very out of form Wolves. Wolves currently only 1 win in 10 games.
To be honest with this Wolves side, right, now they got William Jose, so can't really tell, but he seems good. I'm not too sure. Maybe he seems like he has the build of Raul Jimenez, like he can sort of get to like maybe 80% of Raul Jimenez, better than what Fabio Silva did. Okay, if Arsenal beats game, I believe that Arsenal will beat Man U, right? And I think they're gonna go for a draw. Yeah, I'm going to go for a draw. Maybe William Jose will get his first goal for the club. Go for 1-1.
Yeah, I have a sneaky feeling about Wolves, like Adama Traore, and I can imagine him like destroying some of Arsenal's kids physically.
It's the only game he performed the whole season.
Correct, yeah, only if he performs. But yeah, I can imagine Wolves just playing almost like how they did against Chelsea, just sitting back and waiting to counter attack because they have so much pace up front, which could be a problem for Arsenal. So I have a feeling that they may sneak a 1-0 win against Arsenal. They almost did against Chelsea, to be fair. So I think Wolves 1-0 against Arsenal.
I predicted a draw between Arsenal and Man U, right? Okay, draw again for Arsenal. 1-1.
Nice.
I think draw. Very hard to choose.
Means draw, I think.
I think it'll be another draw. I think it'll be another draw for. But I know every time when I predict Wolves, I always give them too much credit on it. Then they keep disappointing me. So
they got William Jose.
To be fair, 1 win in 10, they've disappointing almost everyone. So
yeah, exactly. Every time we talk about Wolves, we'll be like, but like they're doing not bad. Like they're like one of the better bottom teams. They are the better mid-table teams. But like now they just like that. 1-1.
Okay, Manchester United after visiting Arsenal, they'll be at home against Southampton. So if they don't beat Arsenal, maybe they can bounce back here.
Guys, the train has stopped. The train has crashed. Southampton is gone. So, well, look at the form. Okay, I would. Okay, they're missing like the James Ward-Prowse, a big deal. So they can only score by free kicks, man. So.
Is Danny Ings around? Important question.
He's around. The thing is,
Danny Ings came back already.
I think his mind is elsewhere. His mind is at Leicester already. He's gonna go there next season. So, I'm gonna give a fuck about Southampton. So, he said he wanted to play for a Champions League club, right? That's why he's fucking not performing now. Purposely, so Southampton won't get a Champions League. I don't see it. I think Southampton are going back to where they belong, for like 10 to 15 this kind of range. So I'm gonna go for 3-1 Man U win.
I don't think I'm so kind to give Southampton a goal. I don't think they'll score against United.
But one is underrating Southampton so much. Okay.
They're dying.
Yeah, I just don't rate them so much. Like they had a decent run for a while, but that's just buffed by wonderful free kicks. So it's a bit skewed, I would say. I think United should win 2-0 against Southampton.
I mean, Southampton won Liverpool, so I will give them more credit. I think it'll be another draw. I think maybe in this case it'll be 2-2.
Okay.
Wow, a lot of credit.
Oh. Yeah, I think the corresponding fixture was corresponding fixture meant you got a late winner, right? It was 3-2, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go same outcome as England. I'm going to go 1-1 between Man U and Southampton. I think, Southampton not that bad. They still do have very neat players. I mean, a lot of it is still they are bringing in a lot of young players. I think that's why maybe these few games they're not really performing also. Even after talking about all these clubs going through crisis and all that, there is one club that is now sitting very pretty at the top of the table. It looks increasingly likely that it might actually end up being a very belated Manchester City rolling towards the title. 7 straight league wins is the longest streak this season. Manchester City taking on Sheffield United, trying to do what their cross-city rivals couldn't do. And then Man City faced Burnley at Turf Moor.
Yeah, I'm just roughly looking through City's coming fixtures also. They got, after these 2 games, is like, I think 3 in a row, pretty big teams. Or 4, or we need a top 5 or so.
5, the next time is Man U also, the 5th.
So, I have a feeling City will drop some points here, but they will beat the big teams around them. Okay. Somehow, I have a feeling they are like that. Or Pep Guardiola is like that. And I think the draw will come at Burnley, but let's do the Sheffield first. I don't think Sheffield can beat another Manchester club, not the one in blue. So I think City should win this 2-0, relatively conservative, 2-0. Okay, then for Burnley, I think that would be, I think it might be a 0-0.
I think no lah. I think Sheffield, definitely not gonna have one more win. So I think they're gonna get smacked up by City lah. It's this kind of thing always happen. You win, right? Then suddenly the next game you just get wrecked. So I think it'll be City 4-0.
Oh, okay. Big score.
And then against Burnley, a bit harder, 1-0.
So I don't foresee Man City not scoring lah. They haven't not scored for freaking long already. So Sheffield, okay. I mean, I'm modest is maybe I'll just put 2-0 for both.
I'm gonna go Man City, Sheffield United. Okay, just to be slightly different from Robin. 3 goals against Burnley. I'm gonna go low for this also. Man City 1-0. This was the section we were going to be talking about Manjun's English striker power rankings, but there's not going to be one today. So we'll be talking about clubs with just English strikers in general. Southampton face Aston Villa. This is an Aston Villa double header. Then Aston Villa are home to West Ham. These 3 clubs more or less doing quite well. West Ham, of course, doing the best out of the 3.
To me, like Villa, they are not very direct in what they do. They seem to have a philosophy of football that they want to play well, want to play nice, want all their goals to be nice. I guess that's what differentiates them from like West Ham. Because West Ham, they are like big strong players. Oh, freaking direct. Like Jared Bowen that doesn't do any step overs. Freaking Antonio, let's run through the fucking back. So, but then I think they should get a result against Southampton. Southampton are dying. So maybe I'll go for it's Sheffield now. Southampton, they have so many injuries. I don't know what to say. So maybe I'll go for 2-1 Villa win for the first game. And this game against West Ham, right? Oh yeah, boy, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna go for a convincing 2-0 win for West Ham.
Wow, going all in on this West Ham.
Yeah, so that muscle and directness will triumph over skill. Yeah.
Okay, I guess maybe can ask you this question since you're so optimistic about West Ham. Where do you think they'll finish?
Not top 4 for sure. Not top 4 for sure.
Top 6.
Okay. Not top 6 lah. I think they'll finish a modest 8 lah. Behind Everton.
Still pretty good season, I think. For
pretty good season. It's a good platform lah. If they want to buck, let's try anything next year.
Yeah, I think for Aston Villa, Southampton, I think both teams coming into this I mean, Manjun said that Southampton dying, but Aston Villa also not doing well. They're also coming in with similar forms. So I think it'll be a draw. Yeah, I go for another 2-2 lah. I like 2-2s this week. Aston Villa, West Ham, I think it'll be a draw. Cause West Ham win a lot. I don't see that. I'm gonna stick to what I said just now about them overperforming. So Villa will come back with another draw. But in this case, 1-1.
I think Southampton will beat Aston Villa. I'm also going to double down on this Southampton revival. Southampton beat Aston Villa 2-1. Yeah, I think Villa West Ham are going to go draw also. I think I'll use my 2-2 on this.
Yeah, I think Southampton Villa should be a draw, but I think it's 2-2. I'll put my 2-2 there also.
Okay, popular 2-2 spot. Okay, yeah.
Then Aston Villa versus West Ham. West Ham will win 1-0.
Hey, I see there's now starting to be a bit of a division between who thinks West Ham will do well or not. Okay. Next up, I think is a team. Now, not a lot of people have been talking about Leeds. Have been quite up and down, but they've managed to beat Newcastle the last time out. Leeds are away to Leicester, then at home against Everton.
That's not an achievement. So I think they may lose both games.
Okay.
I think they are very like they were just. It's like I don't know. I think the result is like they just win teams below they are worse than them, and they'll just lose to teams better than them. Cause of the style they play. It's like they're gonna play attack against Leicester. I don't see them out attacking Leicester. So Leicester's like quite a solid team.
Even without Jamie Vardy.
Even without Vardy, they are still quite a solid attacking team. I mean attacking and defensively lah. And then in terms of Everton, also quite a solid team with like strong like fundamentals. I feel. And both teams, the form recently also not too bad. So I don't see Leeds winning either teams. I think maybe got chance to draw with Everton. But for Leicester, no lah. I think Leicester will win Leeds. Maybe 3-1. Everton Leeds, I think it'll be a draw. I think maybe 0-0.
Yeah, I don't see Leeds winning against these two decent teams. And Leeds don't really play for draws. So it's either win or lose on their style. But Leicester without Vardy feels very blunt. Like, I don't know how they're going to score their goals. So I think Leicester maybe will be a draw, but like 1-1. But against Everton, right? Everton should win. I think it'll be Everton 2-1.
Okay. I'm going to go slightly agreeing with Robin also. I think without Jamie Vardy, there's not quite that clinical finishing. I mean, James Maddison and Harvey Barnes have been scoring, but mostly it's because a lot of the defenders are drawn towards Vardy and all to get them preoccupied. I don't see Leeds losing both of these, so I'm going to go for the draw in the Leicester game. 1-1 between Leeds and Leicester. Everton, most of their wins have been quite low scoring though, so I'm going to go Everton 1-0 win against Leeds.
I guess the only silver lining to Buddy's injury is that my boy Isaac Perez is like finally starting, so that's something. Means nothing lah, but what the hell? But okay. So I do agree that Leicester maybe they are a bit toothless at the front if they don't have Buddy. But I don't see them losing to Leeds lah. I do expect Leeds to lose both games. So I'll go for 2-1 Leicester win in the first game. And I'm going to be harsh. I'm going to go a 3-0 Everton win in the second game.
Wow, okay. So it comes to the point in time now where we are talking about the relegation zone. I think a bit harsh that I'm putting Crystal Palace and Wolves here, but you understand why, because Palace and Wolves are both 1 win in 10. Their records surprisingly mirror each other. And they both actually bought in a new striker. Crystal Palace have went out and bought Mateta, and Wolves have bought in Manjun mentioned just now, William Jose, to replace Jimenez. We can start off with Palace and Wolves. Do you think that either of these two teams should be worried about dropping into the relegation fight, or is the buffer to the bottom 5 or bottom 6 still too big?
I mean, for Palace, to me, they're still a step ahead the bottom 5 or bottom 4 clubs. You know what I mean? Like players like Wilfred Zaha, Ebre Eze, they will carry the team out of any danger. So I think Palace is fine. Like Wolves, you don't expect them to be around there lah. I mean they will be around there, but in the end of the day, the points tally will still be around, still be safe. So I don't think there's any concern. Yeah.
I don't think both teams are nowhere near the standard of like the relegation standard. For Wolves, it's really like just that one injury like screw up their attack sort of, so they have to like rebalance their team and all that. But they still have good players there. They still have a good coach. They still have like the organization over the weekend against Chelsea was still quite good, and so so I don't foresee them dropping down. Crystal Palace also bad round of form, but solid enough to survive. In terms of the game, I think it feels like a drawish kind of game, but I don't know. I feel like maybe Wolves is due for a win. So I think I'm 1-0 Wolves.
I'm going to go for 2-0 Crystal Palace win.
Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to agree with you. I'm going to go Palace win also. Not Christian Benteke to score. Palace 2-1 win against Wolves.
I think it'll be boring. I'll go for the draw. But I think there may be a goal like for each team. So 1-1, I think. I don't want a 0-0 as a neutral.
Everybody's favorite crisis club, Newcastle.
Your boy.
Yeah. This week, Steve Bruce went on a second round of implosion. He referred to Rafa Benitez as the mighty Rafa and was comparing comparing his results as very similar to the mighty Rafa. And he referred to a certain fella from Bournemouth who got the team relegated last year. That's Eddie Howe. And of course, he added one extra assistant manager this week. So, what is going on in the world of Newcastle?
I think the old man's getting insane, guys. I don't know why he's talking anymore. I don't know why he's talking anymore, guys. To give him credit, he has been consistent with his words. He always, since last season, he has been saying, "Oh, my point steady has matched up with Rafa." Go on him, you know what I mean? But at least I would want to watch Newcastle games with Rafa. So that is something else. Okay, to be honest, I did not watch the second half of the Leeds game. But then, from what I've heard, we played not bad in the second half against Leeds. So give Bruce credit. But based on the first half, it's the same trash altogether, guys, but the flying hell. Like, it's still players with no technique. There's no tactics in the game. People are just flying everywhere out there. A team like Leeds can easily pass around us. So, and who are we playing now? We're playing Newcastle against Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
I'm just thinking as long as the team, our opponent has some potent weapons against us, we are screwed. And Crystal Palace, they are like top. Their front four can fly through our defense, no issue. So I think
that faith
the winners run,
defense.
the winners run will continue. I do not foresee my club getting any points of any team now. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Palace win.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe Newcastle will have better chances in their second game against Everton.
I'm sure. I'm totally sure. How much will you guys loser? Okay, let me see. Yeah, guys. Do we really have to talk about it?
You have to give a score. You don't have to talk about it.
Okay, let me find the average amount of goals we're going to concede. Okay, 3-0 Everton.
Okay. Not sure how you calculate it. Not going to ask for your working.
I think Everton will win Newcastle. I'll put that as a 2-0. Then against Crystal Palace, just because Newcastle is so uninspiring, there's no adventure, nothing. They offer nothing for football. So I think Crystal Palace should win. I think it'll be 1-0 though.
I mean, I was watching True Geordie over the past week. He was ranting about Newcastle. He said this is the worst Newcastle squad he's ever seen. And the comparison with Rafa, the difference is Rafa didn't have money to spend and he improved the players to get that result. Whereas Steve Bruce came in with Rafa's squad and then he made the players worse and then he spent 100 million and then still getting the same points. So
Can I just add something about Newcastle, right?
And
About giving Rafa credit. He took a championship team to mid-table. You know what I mean? That says something. And so, and to be honest, one thing I don't agree with True Geordie is that this team is talented. I feel this team is talented, given that the players that we have. So, then I definitely feel it's more talented than the team that Rafa had with don't know who they have, Muhammad Yami, whoever they have.
not talented, but he was saying how it's the worst playing team, right? He said
He's
even
the worst
at least during Alan Pardew's era, they still had bright players here and there that can do something, right? But now they just don't see anything.
Yeah, when Bruce says things like, "Oh, just wait until Sam Wilson is back, everything will be fine," then you know you are fucking down, guys. If you have to rely on one player to come back and carry your team, then you are screwed.
Draw against Palace, because I don't see them losing a lot. I think so they lose so many games. How many more games you gonna lose?
Guys, you're going for the record.
Okay, I think draw with Palace, draw 0-0, lose to Everton,
okay.
2-0.
You know, I think you are going to get a result against Palace also.
What?
1-1.
Oh, you mean a draw? Okay, thanks for that.
Yeah, but lose to
Result.
Everton lah.
Oh, that's so sad. Okay.
Lose to Everton lah, I would say 2-0. Yeah.
Need a side bet if Steve Bruce is gonna get sacked this season.
Guys, he will not get sacked.
Oh.
He will be the one to lead us
Okay.
back to glory after we get relegated.
Okay,
Because he's
maybe
a
this is
master.
a good question. Double question. Will Newcastle get relegated and will Steve Bruce get sacked?
Yes, he will get relegated, and no, he will not get sacked. The only way he'll
Okay.
get sacked if the Saudis buy over, which will not happen by this season, I feel.
I think Steve Bruce will get sacked. He like
Okay.
start talking cock and all that already. Nevis right. It's got the pressure from behind already.
Beginning of the end already.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't think they'll be relegated.
Well, this is like contingency, man. If Steve Bruce stays, Newcastle gets relegated.
Wow, okay.
Just get Eddie Howe.
He will not get relegated. Firstly, he will not get sacked. Firstly, Eddie Howe is more expensive than Steve Bruce. There's no way hell that.
Really, man?
Yeah, guys,
Really, man?
Actually, I believe like if Newcastle get relegated, right, they'll say, hey, Steve Bruce is a good
yeah,
championship
that's
manager.
why that's the thing, guys. Oh my god. And
Is that happening?
And I think that you can see the class within managers.
But-
Diego Simeone is earning 43 million, Steve Bruce is earning for 1 million. Is he better 43 times than Bruce? Confirm, guys. He's 10% better than Bruce. So,
I don't know if Newcastle are bad enough to get relegated. Although
You
we
not-
do have like another half of the season to go.
okay, relegation I'm not too sure, but I believe that we are bad enough to lose every freaking game from now to the end of the season.
Okay. that will be, well, I think unprecedented.
And
But-
with 19 points, confirm relegated.
Of course, like, I mean, you
fire,
don't get anything else.
fire Steve Bruce, get a bounce back from the new manager.
So Fulham can only
Yeah.
get 6 more draws out of your remaining games.
You just need to catch Newcastle.
Yeah.
Well, that would be the most boring relegation fight ever. Next 4 games, all involving clubs below Newcastle. So we can start off from top to bottom. Brighton are at home against Spurs. I think nothing much to say about this. We can just go to the result.
Antonio Spurs.
Go for 1-1, guys. 1-1.
2-1 Spurs.
Okay, I'm going to go 3-1 Spurs. A very crucial relegation 6-pointer is West Brom against Fulham.
Oh,
I think this is a must-win. I can go first. I'm going to go straight up. I'm going to go 2-0 Fulham. Because West Brom have been hopeless at home under Big Sam. Cannot be we give him his first win at home. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Fulham.
yeah.
But from what I remember, right, every game that you predict Fulham to win, right, somehow they don't win.
Because they've been drawing what?
as in the games that you expect to draw, then they
The thing is, right, we've not been winning many games in the first place. So it's very difficult for me to also predict them to win.
I think it's more fun if Fulham win because then it'll be closer to Brighton and Newcastle, right? So I think, and Fulham hasn't been playing badly actually. Even in their losses, they've been playing well. So 1-0.
Yeah, I feel that West Brom will end up bottom of the table. So,
Okay.
so but then me signing to this game lah. Fulham West Brom. I throw one dice lah. Maybe okay, just for the sake of letting Sheffield catch up, I go for a draw. 1-1 draw.
Okay.
I think Fulham are just a much better team than West Brom, tactically also. But I think West Brom might score against Fulham. It's about time they scored something. 2-1. Fulham win
Okay.
2-1.
This is the harder game for Fulham, I guess you can say. Fulham are at home against Leicester. This was Fulham's other win in the corresponding fixtures. I don't quite see a win here lah. I'm going to go Leicester win 2-1.
Fulham likes to draw so I think I'm going to go for a draw 1-1.
Okay. Well, that would be actually a very good week, but yeah. Robin.
Very good week. Very good week.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I
I
agree.
think a good week for Fulham.
Sorry, Mark. I think it's 1 point in 2 games. Go for 2-0 Leicester win.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I agree with Inran. I think it'll be a draw. Like Fulham will pull a draw out of the back. 1-1 also.
Okay. And we can end the episode with the bottom of the table clash. Sheffield United are at home against West Brom. So this is
Let's
where
go,
you
let's
can
go.
say
Oh,
Sheffield
bottom
United
of the-
overtake West Brom.
Bottom of the table clash. Random but Phil Jagielka still playing
Yeah, 38 years old.
I see the name there, I thought it's a new player already but it's the same player.
Another Phil Jagielka.
Yeah, no, maybe it's just
His
it's
son,
not a few lah, maybe a different Jagielka lah. I don't know. I think it'll be a draw lah. This kind of stupid games, it's like, yeah,
Okay.
0-0.
I'm gonna give it to Sheffield lah. Give it to Sheffield.
Wow, third win.
Interesting.
I think this will be the win that will bounce them, that will catapult them up into the 18 or 19. So maybe 3-0 Sheffield win.
What?
Beware,
Okay,
Fulham beware, I tell
emphatic
you.
win.
Fulham beware.
If like that, then Big Sam got appointed for nothing.
I mean, he's so
Basically, he
old.
got appointed just to get a point at Anfield.
The magic has to fade somewhere lah. Big Sam not forever. It's not 1 million, guys. Big Sam is not. Powers don't always last.
On paper, I think Sheffield has a better team. Yeah, I think Sheffield might win. Yeah, I think we 1-0 Sheffield.
Perhaps.
I will go 1-1 draw between these two.
Thinking Ryan Brewster still haven't scored yet. My God, that boy.
20 million pounds.
Waiting for you to, with your English striker power rankings, man, you know that you're not going to come out with one, then you just don't score. But really, is Ryan Brewster worse than Billy Sharp and David McGoldrick?
Dude, Billy Sharp, both are experienced heads. You know what I mean? And if you watch David McGoldrick play, right, he's the one that is facilitating everything in the front. He does. I'm very impressed by David McGoldrick. Yeah, the thing is that he always falls back and he falls back, he facilitates play, then I think
okay, will you take David McGoldrick in Newcastle?
Hell yeah.
Over who?
Guys, for the sake of McGoldrick's career, he will not cut. When Bruce is there, he should not even go. I mean, yeah. But I would take him lah.
They just signed Diego Costa lah. Isn't he on a free agent?
Well, 250 million, 250k per week, you kiss. Yeah.
Fire up your squad to fund his.
Well, no. Then our top earners will be Diego Costa, 250k. Second is Jolinton at 70k. For fuck's sake.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Hey, then like that, it will assure you Steve Bruce for life already, because you need to save on the managerial fees.
Oh my god, I see the payroll, I want to cry, guys. Oh my god. Maximin only earning 30k. Whatever lah.
So budget lah. Oh my god.
The budget, guys.
Thank you for reaching all the way to the end of our video. You haven't already subscribed, although this is maybe a bit late in the video to say, please click the subscribe button. Even though we know nothing, hopefully today you've learned something. We'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.